D-Boy, West Coast Uncensored. Getting together with you, coming together, meeting in a place, in a specific time. Imagine that. If you've ever listened to me and don't know me, or do know me personally, think about that. We conspired to come together and meet at this time because there was a purpose for us all to be together. Thank you for your support that I recently on some of the different podcasts on one of our shows that we had. On the contrary, great response. Word of the day, people are just like, man, that word of the day is powerful. It's all enlightening or revelatory stuff about our personal self. And I'm telling you, we spent too much time by persuading us not to dwell within our own camp and our own self, our own place, our residing place, the only place that we have some power and control over. As much as sometimes you want to make people do certain things or give them some good advice, they can listen, but they don't always take your advice, right? And look, look at that word. I just picked up on it. I got to jot that down. I got to keep a mental note. Advice, like advice. These are the stuff I'm talking about. You start decoding and de-scrambling, engineering, reverse that stuff. But anyways, this is the word of the day. I hope, yep. I missed that part. Dang it, from the beginning. But I always remember. That's our thing. That's my D-Boys thing. We're going to greet with the yep. All right, let's get started. But thank you again for the recent stuff. I mean, word of the day, and on the contrary, it's had good response. People have taken it and saying, and that's about me, with me, through me. It's directly to me. And they're saying, man, that was applicable. Watch this, applicable, like a cable. But I won't go this. We're going to talk about this word. And this word of the day, we're going to talk about the word called Job. And you go, that's a book of the Bible. But when I spell it and look at it over and over, I see something that has very much looks like, and that we dealt with, and has been a big part of our lives if we've been around, and it's something that even that people look at that they got to do to create or make a living, have a living, and that's a job. And I looked around, I said, Job and job, spelt the same, pronounced differently, but still a J-O-B, same word. You go, well, no, it's well, decipher. Watch this. Wells can run some deep water. Decipher. What's the deciphering this? The word Job actually has a connotation of the word in the Hebrew means persecution, or persecuted one. That which is persecuted, Job. Then we go work a job 30 or 40 years at the house of persecution. You go, what do you mean? No. Yeah. Know the language. Sometimes we've been taken. And when you start admitting things that you know instead of passing the buck, instead of being a Cain and an Abel, be able. Why? Cain represents that which needs support, like that which has a disability, that which needs support, a Cain. Somebody who's able will take the ability and the ableness, and guess what they have in common? They start learning how to not do this one key thing in this element of surprise, because it is surprise. You start seeing this, you go, wow, I just pulled a blanket over another one, the covering, the veil off another one, and we just rented another veil. Is the key thing. Knows key is a code. Gives you an opening, like a portal, right? Is to understand that this leads somewhere, and you need to be the one it leads to, of opening yourself, opening those doors, opening that abundance instead of looking at the lack, the abundance in all vastness of self, the 360 degrees, not just 3 or 4. That's another show. Bink. But check this out. So Job's a persecuted one. We work for 30, 40, some people 50 years, and there's a percentage of people not long after they work 50 years or 40 years, they retire at 62, 65, 67, they live 5, 6, 7, maybe if they're lucky they get 10, they get double figure years, and guess what? They pass away after retirement. That's another word I want to hit. Retire. Retire. This is where the dissecting how the language works. But anyways, so you have that persecution of the persecuted one. So you have a Job, you have a job, you work, and then you retire, and you think, oh, we're going to enjoy my retirement, and then it's the end's over. Notice this one thing even in the Job. I appreciate them that found this out. I'm going to be honest. I didn't fully do it. I did it some. But those who really took their game and went into entrepreneurship and became their own, shout out. You're living your dream, not somebody else's. Unless you love it, then it's okay. I like it. But this is how those words work. So notice that you work when you have a job. And you get some days off, and they're called the weekend, because you get the weekend of the deal, baby. We talked about the weekend the other day. It's the week, it's the very end, it's called the weekend. Come on now. Got to look at the whole thing. We talked about earning a living. We talked about the greeting in the morning. Hi, good morning. Morning means sadness, and it's morning something you do when you grieve the loss of the loved one. There's nothing good about that. That's sadness. That's an experience that can turn into good, but that which you place as good is not. That's why I say grand rising, top of the morning to you, whatever I choose. Switch your language, because that's the key tool that you do. Make your language creative to work for you, and another. Reverse that. Engineer yourself on these words. They are tools. They've been hijacked. They can be used for us. And you know what? I'm going to give you a future word we're going to get into real soon. You know what that word is? We used to write in it. Some of us, the younger people, so much don't do it no more. We older people used to remember when you would write in cursive. Think about that. We don't write in cursive. Think about that. But anyways, the Job has a weekend. The weekend, not strong end. When you're weak, it's your end. I'm telling you, the stuff is there right in front of you. This is D-Boy West Coast Uncensored. Before I leave, please subscribe, like. Subscribe, like. Stay lit. This is going to be my ending. Remember that we want to make this a brand. Stay lit. You all, love y'all. Stay lit. Stay lit. Have a great day from D-Boy West Coast Uncensored. Stay lit.